out there. Being escorted away there, again, going to meet privately, and then you'll see that joint press conference and public fashion. We'll bring it to you live. And there's the vice president as well at this. All right, stay with us.
Can you please ask SBF why he decided to steal my life savings? Please ask him if he thinks what happened was fraud. These are the kinds of letters that I've been getting repeatedly over the past several days. What do you tell this man?
Yeah, I mean, I'm deeply sorry about what happened.
That's a snippet of disgraced FTX co-founder and CEO Sam Bankman-Fried taking questions at the New York Times' Deal Summit yesterday afternoon. During the 90-minute interview, by the way, SBF denied any wrongdoing and deflected repeatedly when asked about the more than $1 billion in missing client funds from the now defunct crypto platform. Later this morning, the Senate Agricultural Committee will hold their first hearing on the matter to determine what potential regulatory actions the federal government could take to prevent future meltdowns in the crypto sector. Tommy Tuberville is a Republican senator from the state of Alabama. He's a member of the Senate Agricultural Committee. He joins us live. Senator, good to see you. Thank you so much for coming on. So I'm sure you've seen it. Your reaction there to the collapse of FTX and the founder, SBF, Sam Bankman-Fried. I'm deeply sorry about what happened. What were your thoughts, Senator, watching this?
Well, when you don't have rules and regulations, you've got problems. And, you know, crypto's been around for a while, and Washington, D.C. has drugged their feet on the rules and regulations. I'm not big on expanding the government, but we have to have rules. It'd be like having a football game and not having any rules, okay? And these young people took advantage of not having rules, and now there's billions of dollars floating around somewhere that's lost. You can probably say 9 out of 10 people, and probably 9 out of 10 investors that were with FTX didn't have a clue what crypto was, because it's hard to understand. So people want to know why Ag Committee? Why are we having this hearing today with Russ Benham, who is the chairman of the Commodities Futures Exchange? Well, we're in charge of commodities, the Ag Committee is. And so we'll have the chairman in today. We're going to ask him why this happened, why he thinks it happened, what are we going to do in the future. We've got to protect the American people, and that's the reason we're having the hearing today. It should be very interesting.
I wanted to play this for you, too, and then get your response. SBF gave a separate interview with Good Morning America. He was asked directly if he knew FTX funds were being funneled to his private hedge fund, Alameda. Here's that.
You're under oath, and you're asked, did you know that these funds were being funneled to Alameda? What is your answer?
I did not know that there is any improper use of customer funds.
So that's the answer there. I'm curious to know, do you have your own questions for SBF, for Sam Bankman-Fried? And what would that be if you would have him there at one of the committees?
Well, he walked around the question, to be honest with you, and he knew that where the money was going through the back door, going through another company that he had. He didn't know that there was rules against it. And probably, if you look at it in the Bahamas, there might not have been a lot of rules. And I want to ask him what he would have done if his company would have been in St. Louis or Atlanta or New York. He would have known different, and he would have done different things. He skirted the rules, and that's what you do when you really don't know that there's a rule book out there. So that's the reason that we've got to get rules to this where we can move crypto back into our country, because we want to be the leader of innovation when it comes to financial dealings across the world. And right now we've dropped the ball. So we've got to get on that. We've got to start with it immediately. We've got 2 good bills out there that have good rules and regulations that we can put into place. But for some reason, the Democrats have drugged their feet. They hadn't brought it to the floor, and there might be a reason for that.
We're going to monitor that hearing and see what comes out of it. And many Americans just want to know, where did that money go officially? On record. I want to move on to this. I know we have limited time here. Before we go, the House voted for 290 to 137 yesterday to block a potential railroad strike by the rail unions, imposing an earlier deal brokered by the White House back in September. So now the bill is going to head to you, sir. It's going through the Senate. Do you plan on supporting it? Why or why not? What's your thought on this and getting the government involved in this?
Well, first of all, I would normally stand behind the workers. The union bosses and Joe Biden, who considers himself a union man, they've dropped the ball on this. This should have been done months ago. They said it was done. They pushed it past the election. That's the reason they did that. So they've been playing politics with this, but they're playing politics with tens of thousands of workers in the railroad. And so hadn't made my mind up yet. We're going to get together in the caucus meeting. We'll talk about this, but I'm leaning towards standing with the workers and not voting for this. Now, I could at the end of the day. The problem that we have is up here in Washington, D.C., we're supposed to take care of our economy. And right now, it is going in the tank as fast as you can run it in the tank. So if this rail strike were to hit, it would be devastating. Hopefully they can work it out in the next week, but we'll talk today about it. And again, I would lean more towards the workers. This is the union's fault. This is Joe Biden's fault, and he needs to step up and take the blame for this.
I just want to really quickly, it's a difficult moment, I'm sure, to be in for the Senate, because as you said, you want to choose the railroad workers, but you also know that if they do go on strike, it could devastate the supply chain and the economy, thus affecting tens of millions of Americans.
It would be like taking 500,000 trucks a day off the road delivering supplies. 500,000. That's how much supplies that they travel with and deliver every day. So $1 billion, $2 billion, you name it, doesn't make any difference. Our economy would tank even more than what it's tanking. We're on the edge if we're not already in a recession, but this would definitely put us in that category. The American people don't deserve that, but again, you go back to the union bosses, this thing should have been done 6-7 months ago. Joe Biden should have been involved in this instead of being on vacation 300 days out of his, 700 days he's been in office. Get something done while you're in office. Get something done, take care of the American people, but they've dropped the ball again. And so Congress looks like we're going to have to take care of it ourselves and not lean on the White House.
The U.S. Senator from Alabama, Tommy Tuberville, joining us live. Senator, good to see you. Best of luck. We appreciate your time, sir.
You bet.